Okay, so good day everyone. We are the Group 2 and we are assigned to report about Region 2 or ang Cagayan Valley. So Cagayan Valley, isa siya sa pinakamagandang region sa Pilipinas at one of the largest regions in the Philippines. Mamaya, madidiscuss ng aking kagrupo ang mga bawat provinces na matatagpuan sa Cagayan Valley. So i-discuss nila yung kagandahan ng bawat province at yung mga pwedeng tourist spots at yung mga pagkain na matatagpuan doon. Ngayon, mapupunta muna tayo sa kabuuang geography or ang heograpiya ng Cagayan Valley. So, Cagayan Valley, Land of Beauty siya. So, kilala siya bilang Land of Beauty. So, maraming mga tourist spots or mga pwedeng puntahan na lugar at mga magagandang tanawin ang matatagpuan sa Cagayan Valley. So, dahil Land of Beauty siya, marami din siyang pinagkukunan na natural resources, mga yamang lupa, yamang tubig, at iba't iba pang mga yaman. So, located ang Cagayan Valley sa northeast part ng ating bansa. So, sa pinakataas siya ng bahagi ng Pilipinas. Tapos, 5 provinces ang matatagpuan sa Cagayan Valley. Ang Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, at ang Quirino. So, dati, 7 provinces ang matatagpuan dito. Pero, nung na-establish ang CAR or ang CAR or ang Cordillera Administrative Region, naging 5 na lang siya. So, ano yung dalawang provinces na yun na napunta sa CAR? Ang Apayao at ang Kalinga. So, natanggal siya at ngayon naging 5 provinces na lang ang Cagayan Valley. Tapos, ang Cagayan Valley, isa rin siya sa largest regions tulad nga ng sabi ko. At dito rin matatagpuan ang Cagayan River. Dito rin matatagpuan ang kilalang mga mountain range ng Cagayan Valley. Ang Caraballo Mountain Range, ang Sierra Madre Mountain Range, at ang Cordillera Mountain Range. Ngayon, tinatawag ang Cagayan Valley bilang last frontier kasi yun nga, dito matatagpuan yung Three Mountain Range at ang mountain range na to, kilala siya bilang shield ng ating Pilipinas. So hinaharangan niya yung mga typhoon na pwedeng pumunta sa ating bansa. Ngayon, pag nasira itong mountain range na to, wala nang maghaharang sa mga bagyo na pwedeng dumating sa Pilipinas at possible na bahain ang ating bansa. So, ang kabuuang sukat ng Region 2 ay 26,858 square kilometers. So, ganun siya kalaki. Ngayon, in hectares, ang kabuuang sukat niya is 2,687,577 hectares. So, ganun siya kalaki. Pero, ang pwedeng alienable or ang habitable na hectares lamang ay 972,822. So, ganun lang siya kaliit. Ngayon, ang bubuo sa 1,000,000 na hectares ay ang watersheds. So, ang watersheds na matatagpuan sa Cagayan Valley, binubuo siya ng 119,261 hectares. So, yun na yung ika-milyon. So, yung another million hectares, nakaalat siya sa mga forest and yung mga unknown or remote areas ng Cagayan Valley. Ngayon, pupunta tayo sa population distribution ng Cagayan Valley. So, sa bawat provinces, tulad ng Batanes, merong nakatira dito na 17,246 na katao. Sa Cagayan, meron siyang 1,199,320 na katao. Sa Isabela, meron siyang 1,593,566. Sa Quirino, meron siyang 188,991. At sa Nueva Vizcaya, meron siyang 452,287. Ngayon, pupunta tayo sa facts or sa mga trivias about Cagayan Valley. So, ang Cagayan Valley, tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, natural catch basin siya ng Luzon. So, dito kasi matatagpuan ang iba't ibang watersheds at ang famous na Cagayan River. Ngayon, ang pinakamagandang araw or buwan na pwedeng pumunta sa Cagayan Valley or sa Region 2 ay January to June. Kasi ito yung before typhoon season. So, maganda yung mga tanawin dito pag maaraw at marami ding mga festivals and yung mga culture dance na pwedeng matagpuan sa Cagayan Valley. So, ang isa sa mga sikat na festivals doon sa Cagayan Valley ay ang Agaw-nak ng Cagayan. Tapos, tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, 'di ba? Land of beauty siya kasi marami rin siyang resources, mga pwedeng pagkunan. Ang number one resource na pwedeng makuha dito ay ang rice or ang kanin or ang bigas. So, ang Cagayan Valley, second rice producer siya na nag-distribute ng bigas sa iba't ibang parte ng bansa. Ngayon, ang kilalang pagkain sa Cagayan Valley ay ang batil paton or ang batil patong. Isa siyang noodles na may beef and egg na nakatap doon. Tapos, kilala siya sa Cagayan Valley. So, ayun lamang. So, natapos ko ng i-discuss yung buong kabuuan ng Region 2. Pupunta tayo ngayon sa bawat provinces. So, itatalakay ng aking kagrupo yung mas in-depth na pananaliksik sa bawat provinces na ito. So, ayun lamang.
Just Nikamo Namin everyone, or good day everyone. My name is Ranis and I'm here to discuss about the paradises of the North, the Batanes and the Cagayan province. Without further ado, let's start. For the introduction, we're going to discuss about the history and creation, municipalities and cities, geographical features, the language used in the land, major ethnic groups, the port access, followed by major attractions. Lastly is the facts and trivia about Batanes and Cagayan. First off, we're going to discuss about history and creation. So, the Batanes group of islands came in late falls in the Spanish colonial power. Freedom had been with the Batanes for as long as they existed, but that ended on June 26, 1783, with an extension of Batanes by the Spanish colonial state in the Philippines. Not that the Batanes were conquered on the exact day of June 26, but it is the beginning of the process of the eventual conquest. So, the Yucatans would be under the Spanish colonial period for about 115 years and would not be free again until September 18, 1898. So, ironically, June 26 is being celebrated by the entire province in Batanes as Batanes Day or the Foundation Day. The inclusion of Batanes as part of the Philippines was only affected by the 1935 Philippine Constitution with the addition of the clause in the Article of National Territory. Let's proceed with its municipalities and cities. So Batanes is subsided with six municipalities, and these six municipalities comprises of a total of 29 barangays. So Basco is the capital of Batanes. Batanes is the first main island group in the northern tip of Luzon, located between the Babuyan Islands and Taiwan, so it is close to Taiwan. The three largest islands are called Liit, Payat, Batan, and Sabtan. Half of the terrain in Batanes is composed of hills and mountains. The smallest province of the Philippines and has the smallest population is the Batanes. Let's move on to the geographical features of Batanes. So, although its land area is small, its territorial water is vast for about 4,500 square kilometers. The terrain is quite rugged, with 42% of land being steep hills and mountains. So, Batanes Group of Islands is the northernmost province of the Philippines. Batanes, again, is closer to Taiwan than to the northern tip of Luzon. And Batanes has 10 volcanic islands, but only three of these were inhabited. That is the Batan, the provincial capital of Basay in Basco, and Sabtang at Itbayat. For the language and ethnic groups. So the language in Batanes is called Ibatan or Chiren ng Ibatan, translated as the language of Ibatan people. Ibatan is one of the Batanic language which are perhaps believed to be the primary branch of Malay-Polynesian family of Austronesian languages. English and Tagalog are widely spoken and are understood by the Ibatan people. The indigenous and ethnic group, the Ibatans, are known as being kind and helpful. Also, so the land or the Batanes is only a small island. Most of them know each other. So you can see the Batan people were wearing bakul. It is not for a headdress or for fashion. It is used for protection from rains or a sunny day when they are farming. So Batanes is in the northern tip, so most likely there are typhoons. That's why the Ibatan have shown their resilient determination to adapt and strive despite the challenging life situation in the island, as the Batanes is known as the home of the winds. So variations in language, you can see that in the capital of Pasco, surrounding the northern half of Batan, the area emphasized by Ibasayan is the Ibasayan, which is prominent, while in the Isamorogin zone, the south is more on the CH. So, for example, is the Tiban, that means tulog in Basco, but in the southern towns, it is called as Chiban. Next is Antiyao, or later, but in the southern towns, it's called Anchia. If you want to mingle with the locals, you can say Para Kamangbu, which means what are you doing? Um, if you want to buy, you can say Manipira, means how much. If you want to know a location or to get a direction, you can say Dino, the name of the place, and Aya, port access. So the only way to get to Batanes is by plane. There's no direct flight from Manila to Batanes. So from Manila, you need to go to Clark International Airport in Pampanga, which composes of a 2 hours bus ride. Um, the bus rides offered here are from the Victory Liner, Five Star Bus, RJ Express, Philippine Rabbit Bus Liners. So, Manila to Clark, Pampanga is a two-bus ride. So, Pampanga to Basco is an hour or two plane ride. Um, Pal Express flies to Batanes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday since May 1, 2013. Skyjet were the only airplane used to get to Batanes and has a limited passenger capacity. So the island province of Batanes is accessible by air, as I said before, and you can go to Basco Airport and Itbayat Airport. So the primary mode of commuting is through tricycle. So let's move on to the major attractions. This composes of the tourist activities you can do when you visit Batanes, the accommodation where you're going to stay, foods that you can enjoy. So first up is you would like to discover Morong Beach at Sabtang Island. Unlike other beaches in Batanes, the waves in Morong Beach are gentler, making it safer for tourists to take a dip. So its pristine white sand is comparable to the Boracay Island. So the famous rock formation is called Nakabuwang Arc. If you're an adventurer who would like to take challenges, you can hike at Mount Iraya. So Mount Iraya is one of the Philippines' 22 active volcanoes. And it's said that the last eruption took place in 1454. So Mount Iraya, this active volcano offers an adventure for hikers. The trail is narrow and covered in trees and vines. It also gets increasingly muddy and slippery, which can pose a challenge to inexperienced hikers. But it is said that once you reach the summit, you will get to be rewarded with a gorgeous view of the island. Next up is you need to visit Basco Lighthouse. So it is located in the main island, which is Batang Basco. It is one of the three active lighthouses suggested by Florencio Abad, a former Batanes congressman in Sabah. And Sabtang and Mahato are the other lighthouses, and all of them are considered as tourist attractions in the province and serve as a guide to the local fishermen. Next is you need to visit Bayang Rolling Hills. So today, most of the land in Bayang consists of farmland. From afar, you can see goats, cows, grazing in the greenery. You can also glimpse the beautiful West Philippine Sea when you are rolling in the hills. Balugan, Boulder Beach, and Bataan. It's said that the rocks in the beach were ejected from Mount Iraya during its eruptions, and the stones have been rounded due to the years of continually pounding waves from the Pacific Oceans.
Because of the rough terrain, swimming and diving at Balugan Boulder Beach is not allowed, also taking stones.
So you can also pray at the Mount Carmel Church or the Tupin Church in Basco.
Some places that you can also enjoy and visit. Upon traveling to Batanes, you will look for a place to stay or ask for an accommodation.
So here are some examples you can see is the when traveling to Batanes, of course you have to try their cuisine. So here the Batanes food, Ibatan cuisines. Let's go on to the festival and special events in Batanes. We have Gulay Festival that is held every second week of April. It features the traditional Ibatan way of preserving food through the method of drying called Kapang Kulay. So Payuhan Festival is a province-wide procession done to recall the root of evangelizations, the sharing and teachings of gospel, and is held the 5th day of June. Next is Palu Palu Festival, celebrated in the first week of August, and Palu Palu is a stick used by Ibatans in their past to combat their colonizers. Next is the facts and trivia about Batanes.
And these facts and trivias are followed by many more that's shown in the presentation.
The next paradise of the north that we're going to discuss about is the Cagayan province. So for the history and creation, the capital city of Cagayan is Tuguegarao City. Recent archaeological findings find out that Cagayan has one of the earliest settlements in the Philippines way back 500,000 years ago. Migrations of Malayo-Polynesian groups settled along the banks of the river valleys in the province. Later, Agtas or Aitas emerges to be the first tribal group in the region. So the Spanish colonizers led by Juan Salcedo explored the coastals on June 9, 1583 and established what is now called the province of Cagayan after driving away the Japanese pirates. So Cagayan province is called as the La Provincia de Cagayan. On September 7, 1758, the seat of diocese was transferred to Vigan and Ilocos. The original province of Cagayan covered the whole Cagayan Valley. And through centuries, other provinces such as Nueva Ecija, Isabela, Batanes, and Quirino were created. In 1901, Cagayan as a province was again formalized with the enactment by the United States Philippine Commission. And the first Philippine legislature was established in 1907. During the World War II, the town of Apari was one of the earliest landing areas of the invading Japanese air forces. So the province of Cagayan suffered much destructions by bombing and later invasion. So by the year of 1987 to 1930, there were an earlier coup attempt against President Corazon Aquino. The coup was led by a former governor of Cagayan named Rodolfo Aguinaldo, but 2 years prior to that coup, Lieutenant Colonel Gregorio Hinasan also attempted. He failed. For the municipalities and cities in Cagayan, it is shown in the presentation the first district, second district, and third district. So Cagayan has 28 municipalities and is divided into 3 congressional districts. These 3 congressional districts is composed of 820 barangays. As I've said, Tuguegarao City is the capital. For the geographical features, Cagayan has a land area of 9,002.70 square kilometers, making it the second largest province in the region, the Cagayan Valley region. The language and ethnic groups, Ibanag language, the Ibanag or Ibanag, is an Austronesian language spoken for about 500,000 speakers, most particularly the Ibanag people in the Philippines in the provinces of Isabela and Cagayan. Ibanag, Itawas, and Ilocano, Malawi are the major dialects in the Cagayan. So migrations made Ilocano the dominant language in the province, composing 67.3 total population. And here are some common Ibanag greetings. For good day, you can say, Diyos ni kamo ngami. For good morning, Diyos ni kamo tauna. Good afternoon, Diyos ni kamo tafuga. Good evening or good night, Diyos ni kamo tagabi. So for the port access, Cagayan is accessible by flights and buses. From EDSA Pasay, you can go to Parañaque City, NAIA, Terminal 1. You can use jeepney, the traditional jeepney or modern jeepney for about 20 to 30 minutes jeepney ride. Next is from Manila to Tuguegarao Airport. It is a 1 hour and 50 minutes flight with a 1,702 to 12,000 fare. For the land trip, Manila to Tuguegarao land trip, various bus liners companies like Victory Liner and Autobus leaves Manila to Cagayan for every day. It is a 10 to 13 hours bus ride for 750 to 1,000 pesos fare. So when you go to Cagayan, public utilities such as jeep, buses, tricycle, kalesas are commonly the mode of transportation. The major attractions we're going to discuss about the tourism activities, accommodation, and foods in Cagayan that you should not miss. First up is the Calo Caves Resort Tourist Zone. So this is Cagayan's North's premier tourist destination that offers various ecotourism activities like bird and bat watching, also hiking, mountaineering, rock climbing, rappelling, boating, kayaking, and swimming. Next is you can pray at the Basilica Manor of Our Lady of Piat in Tuguegarao City, as this is the distinction of the pilgrimage center of the North. You can also discover Bago Cave. So Bago is not only known for its furniture industry but also the magnificent cave systems like the Tuba Caves and the Blue Caves. So you can also discover the beautiful island of Palawi and Nangoy Beach. So San Vicente in Santa Ana is also the site where the annual National Game Fishing Competition is held. So Nangoy Beach highlights include its white sand beach in crystal water. So in Palawi Island, you can also discover and go to the Palawi Island ruins. You can also enter Shera Cave in Tuguegarao City. So next is you can stroll at the AB Cavalry Hills where there are the blue setting of the 14th station of the Cross of Jesus Christ. So and many more.
And here are the places you can stay when you are in Cagayan.
When you are traveling, you can never miss out the foods offered by the province you are with. So let's start with the Cagayan foods or the Cagayan cuisine. Now let's move on to the festivals and special events in Cagayan. Let's start with Sambali Festival. So Sambali Festival originated from the Sambali dance, which is a war dance in the Itawis tribe of Cagayan, and it was converted to Christianity through the intercessions of the Lady of Pia. So Peña Blanca Town Festival is held at March 19. The Soulville Parade is um, where a procession held with 100 boats of different sizes and shapes for the thanksgiving of their patron saint, Saint Peter Termo, while Semana Santa is held in the Igig Cavalry Hills for the Passion and Death of Jesus Christ. So Agaw ng Cagayan is the commemoration for the establishment of the civil government of Cagayan and established in June 19, 1583. So they also celebrated the feast day of Our Lady of Holy Rosario, Pia, on July 1 to 2. So the Piat Basilica Minor is fourth in the country that houses the Imagery of Mary. The Tuguegarao Patronal Festival is also a celebration for the feast of Saint Hyacinth. Bancarera is also related to fluvial parade, as there are hundreds of boats with different sizes and shapes for the Thanksgiving to their patron saint, Saint Peter. Then, Tiray Festival, Lantern Festival, is held every May 30 of the year. It was launched in June 2005, and it conceptualized to dramatize the significance of the Viray, which played a key role in the lives and history of the town. So, next, Pabuluran is an Ibanag word that means get together or in the sense of belonging. So, Pabuluran Festival is held annually to celebrate the patronal feast in honor of Saint Hyacinth. Saint Hyacinth is the patron saint of the city. Let's move on to the facts and trivia about Cagayan. So,
Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are all doing great. So today I was assigned to discuss about the three places in Region 2 Cagayan Valley, and these are Nueva Vizcaya, Isabela, and Quirino, so here it is. So the first that we will discuss is Nueva Vizcaya. Nueva Vizcaya is a landlocked province in the Philippines located in the Cagayan Valley region in Luzon, and its capital is Balambong. Nueva Vizcaya is bordered by Benguet to the west, Ifugao to the north, Isabela to the northeast, Quirino to the east, Aurora to the southeast, Nueva Ecija to the south, and Pangasinan to the southwest. Nueva Vizcaya is accessible by land. Buses going to Isabela and Cagayan pass through here. If you are planning to go there via bus, it will take you up to 6 hours until you reach your destinations. While if you plan to go there via plane, it will take you for about 2 to 3 hours. There are many tourism activities that you can do in Nueva Vizcaya, and these are hiking, visiting beach and falls, watch festivals and other cultural performances, visit museums, and discover old churches and cultural establishments. So these are some of the major tourist attractions that you might want to visit in Nueva Vizcaya. First one is Mapalao Falls. Mapalao Falls or Mapalao Falls is 7-foot waterfall. The trek going to the falls is an experience in itself. When you try and visit it, first thing that you will see is the hanging bridge. There are many rock formations all over the place when you reach the falls. People have the option to bring food and have a picnic. The second one is Lower Magat Eco Tourism Park. This place is ideal for picnic, chill time, hiking, camping, and boating. This is one of the best places in Nueva Vizcaya for nature lovers. Other amenities and attractions include fish cages, a campsite, swimming pool, log cabin, wishing well, farm animals, a butterfly garden, and a zoo park. Go spelunking and visit Kapisaan Cave. Kapisaan Cave is the fifth longest cave system in the country, extended to 2 barangays in the province, namely Kapisaan and Alayan. The cave has small holes and steep parts, so patience and courage is needed to discover it all the way through. Visitors can see different kinds of other rock formations. Mount Pulag, also known as Sea of Clouds, mountaineering group loves what the third highest mountain in the country has to offer. At 2,922 meters above sea level, hikers can enjoy views of a thriving forest that's rich in both flora and fauna. It can get cold at night, but this doesn't hinder tourists from climbing. St. Dominic Cathedral, also known or referred as Bayambong Cathedral, is an 18th century Baroque church located at Barangay Salvacion, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. The cathedral, which is the seal of the Roman Catholic of Bayambong, is under the patronage of St. Dominic. Balete Pass, also known as Dalton Pass, is a zigzag mountain road connecting Nueva Vizcaya and Nueva Ecija to parts of the Central Luzon. The pass is where the Battle of Luzon happened. Today, it serves as a tourist attraction that people can go to, including the tourism complex. Also, here are some of the best places to stay in Nueva Vizcaya, and these are the Balay, Gloria Hotel, and Casa de Española. So here are some of the food places that you might want to try and visit when you go to Nueva Vizcaya. First one is Miss Baker's Restaurant and Pastry Shop. Mrs. Baker's Restaurant and Pastry Shop is located at Bayambong. Most of the people who already visit the place says that the food in Mrs. Baker's Restaurant and Pastry Shop tastes a lot better than some of the fancy restaurants. It has a homey ambience and the service is prompt and friendly. Most favorite here is their bagnet, the fish with grilled vegetables, mushroom and tofu, and their chicken kebab. Next one is All Day Exotic Resto Bar located at Poblacion North, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. If you are looking for something local and exotic, try and visit All Day Exotic Bar. Their must-try here is the crispy abal-abal, which is salagubang bitel, tateg, and the fried frogs. It goes really well with a cold beer inside their native house, inspired interior completely with caprice windows, and stylized table with sewing machine legs. Next one is Kabudal Grill and Restaurant. If you want budal vibes, Kabudal Grill and Restaurant is perfect because this Kabudal Grill has a restaurant setting. Kabudal Grill has a different taste budal variant sets, perfect for friends and family, that ranges up to 160 to 1,299 pesos. Kabudal Grill and Restaurant is located at Barangay Rojas, 3709, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Governor's Garden Merienda Buffet. There's a little gem of a buffet in Solano not many people are aware of. Every Friday at 4 to 6 p.m., Governor's Garden Hotel offers an extensive offering of kakanin, rice cakes, fresh and fried lumpia pancit, and dinuguan. They can also offer the merienda buffet by request for a group of minimum of 30 packs. Governor's Garden Merienda Buffet is located at J. Manzano Street, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Cafe Angelo, located at Washington Street, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya, is situated within the grounds of the private resort Balay Gloria. Cafe Angelo serves up sumptuous foods from Filipino, Chinese, Japanese, and Italian cuisines in a very nice garden ambience, especially in the evening. G&B Bukupay, located at Tuaw North Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, is perfect pasalubong. Their Bukupay are smaller in diameter but has really tasty crust and tasty filling. Its production is since 1993 and makes about 2,000 pieces per day, which are usually wiped out. Some festivals that you might want to see and witness when you visit Nueva Vizcaya is Grand Amongan Festival, Panagyaman Festival, Citrus Festival, and Kalanguya Festival. Major cultural or ethnic groups in Nueva Vizcaya is the Ifugaos, Gadangs, Isinays, Kalanguyas, and Buglakots, while major language dialect that are used in Nueva Vizcaya is the Ilocano, Tagalog, Gadang, Isinay, Ifugao, Kalanguya, Ayangan, and Ibalay. The major industries in Nueva Vizcaya is the rice, corn, fruits, and vegetables. Nueva Vizcaya is the major producer of citrus crops in the country like pomelo, pongkan, and oranges. Travel and interesting trivia about Nueva Vizcaya is that it lies within the heart of northern Luzon and is known to be the gateway to Cagayan Valley. Nueva Vizcaya is also known as the citrus capital of the Philippines. Isabela is the second largest province in the Philippines in land area, located in the Cagayan Valley region in Luzon, and its capital is the city of Ilagan. Province of Isabela used to be a vast rainforest where numerous indigenous ethno-linguistic groups lived. Isabela is in the middle of Cagayan Valley in the northeastern Luzon. It is bounded on the north by Cagayan, on the east by the Pacific Ocean, on the west by Kalinga, Apayao, Mountain Province, and Ifugao, and in the south by Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, and Aurora. Isabela is accessible by land. There are buses that pass through Isabela, and some tourist activities that you can do in Isabela is to visit and sightsee the parks and forests. Also, you can visit the resorts, falls, and beach that you can go and visit in Isabela. And here are some of the major tourist attractions that you might want to visit when you go to Isabela. First one is the Dipolo Falls, Giant Butaca, San Pablo Church, St. Matthias Church, Dicototan Beach, and Our Lady of Atocha Church. And these are some of the foods that you might wanna try when you visit Isabela, and these are their pansit kabagan, binalay, dinengdeng, bibingka kanin, and aling bilen's longganisa. These are the festivals that you might wanna see or experience when you go to Isabela, and these are the Pansit Kabagan Festival and Bambanti Festival. In Isabela, the language dialect that are being used is the Tagalog, Ilocano, Ibanag, and English. Major industries. The major industry in Isabela is the mungo, tobacco, coffee, banana, and mango. Travel and interesting trivia or facts about Isabela is that province of Isabela was named in honor of Royal Highness Queen Isabella II of Spain, and the said royal decree was issued on May 1, 1856. Isabela is known as the Queen Province of the Philippines. And lastly is Quirino. Quirino is named after Elpidio Quirino, the 6th President of the Philippines. Quirino is located in Cagayan Valley region in Luzon. Its capital is the Cabarugis. The province borders Aurora to the southeast, Nueva Vizcaya to the west, and Isabela to the north. Quirino is accessible by land. You can take buses that passes through here. Tourism activities that you can do in Quirino is visiting falls, trekking, and visiting churches and historical places. And these are the major tourist attractions that you might want to visit when you go to Quirino. And these are the Governor's Rapids and Aglipay Cave. Next one is Mactal Falls, Dimapur Rock Formation, and Capital Plaza Hotel, where is the perfect place to stay when you plan to go to Quirino. Foods that you might want to try when you go to Quirino is their igado, veggie croquette, danggit, dinakdakan, and banana chips. And here are some of the festivals that you might want to witness or see when you plan to go to Quirino. And these are the Panagdadapun Festival, Dinamulaan Festival, and Tagaytagay Festival. Quirino's dominant population is the Ilocano, Ifugao, and Igorot, and the language dialect in Quirino that is being used is the Ilocano, Ifugao, Bugkalot, Pangasinense, and Tancanagi. Agriculture is the main industry in Quirino with rice and corn as major crops. And travel and interesting trivia or facts about Quirino is that Quirino is known as the forest heartland of Cagayan Valley.